Okay, so welcome back, everybody. Today I'm gonna go ahead and show you how you can set up your own proxy in the cloud somewhere and how you can configure it to allow other people to use it as a free proxy and how you yourselves can actually connect to it and use it as a free proxy as well. And then you will see what sort of information will be obtainable, what the other person controlling the proxy will be able to see, and what sort of information will you be able to see. So for this purpose, I'm gonna go ahead and use DigitalOcean. I've been using them for a while for a lot of other stuff anyway, so I might as well use them for this as well. Anyway, oops, my keyboard. So you don't need to use them. You can use anyone. Any provider whose policies allow you to run a proxy, you can go ahead and host it there. So I am not advertising them or advocating that you should actually go there. I really don't care which provider you use. If you use any, you can just sit back, relax, and see how this actually happens. You don't even need to do it yourselves. But as I said, it is completely up to you who will you use. And as you can see, I already have some active connections here to my servers. So you will need to register on the site and all that if you want, but you will need to register on any site. So as I said, use anyone that you want. I really do not care. It doesn't matter. It's pretty cheap hosting anyway. Okay, logging in. So yeah. First I have a lot of things blocking here, and so will you. That's why the site might be a failure to load or something like that, but it should be fine in general. Should load eventually. At the moment I have 3 servers that are running and that are operational here. Oh man, come on. Okay, so this part where it says blah blah loading, it shouldn't actually be lasting this long. I do not understand what is the matter with this thing. Is it seriously the ad blocker? Disable everywhere. Let's just go ahead and reload the site. Amazing! It's the ad blocker. That's preventing the site from actually loading properly. Anyway, so I do have 3 instances here, and I'm gonna go ahead and delete them because I've only created them for the purposes of this tutorial anyway. And then I'm gonna show you how you can create a new one. So destroying. Oh, which one did I destroy? 2, 1. Oh wait. Yep, I destroyed the one that the Tor node was running on, where I was doing experiments for the setup of the Tor nodes for the other tutorials. Oh well, no big deal. I'll just recreate it. Once you destroy it, that's it. No going back. Sorrow and tears, but it's all going to be gone. Ah, God, come on. Yeah. Okay, so you click on Create Droplet, the green button at the top, and then you can select the type of a server that you would like to run. I don't know. I have a tendency to select either Debian or CentOS. So usually one of the two I like to select. Depends what I am doing. If I need a server for virtualization, I am going to always go with the CentOS. If I need a server for just some sort of web hosting or a proxy like this or whatever, I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Debian in general. You select Debian and then you select the version, select the latest version, and then select your monthly budget for this instance. I really don't care. I'm just gonna select the $5 here because it is completely irrelevant to me. I don't need a lot of I don't need it to actually work hard and strong or anything like that. This is just for the demo purpose. And the country, let's select something close. So Frankfurt is probably the closest to me. And okay, so you are at the point of time where you can add your own SSH keys, and you can select how many droplets you wish to be created. Now, you don't strictly need to add an SSH key, but here's the thing. DigitalOcean, or pretty much any other service provider, is going to send you the password to your email. And the password will be hilariously long. And I don't think that you'll be able to actually copy-paste it. And that's gonna... I don't like using very long passwords for SSH logins, which might seem stupid to you, but it's really not. You take something that's even longer, which is an ARSA key, which is ridiculously long, and then you store it onto a system, restrict access to the file, and just use it to log into the server, which is an awesome way of actually managing. Actually, it is the recommended way of logging into the servers. So what I am going to do here, okay, these terminals are completely dead. I'm just going to go ahead and close the windows, and I'm going to go ahead and show you how you can generate your own ARSA keys, so public and private keys, so that you are able to log into these servers in a secure fashion. So if you want to use a different machine to log into these servers, you're going to need to actually copy these keys onto that machine. And this is the ARSA keys. The SSH in general is mainly like a Linux and a Mac thing. Can work on Windows as well. With PuTTY. But let's just go ahead and begin with this procedure. So you type in SSH keygen -t ARSA keygen. Okay, you don't need to type in anything in particular here. You can type in a specific file where would you like to save it, but the default location is fine. So it's the home folder, your username, and then .sh. Just press enter. You're not going to get this, but I already have an ARSA key from my previous droplet, so I don't really care. So I'm going to go ahead and overwrite that. You can also add an additional passphrase to this, but I'm not going to do that. There's really no need. I just press enter twice, and you shouldn't really show these things to anyone, you know, your private keys or whatever. But I don't really care. This is just for the demo purposes. And once I'm done, I will destroy these keys and I will destroy this instance anyway. So you type in cd/home, your username, and then .ssh, and then do ls, and you will see it says idarsa, idarsa.pub, and known hosts. So I'm going to go ahead and type in vim. Known hosts. So these are the known hosts which have been remembered. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Let me just go ahead and quit. You can also modify the known hosts file manually. I'm just gonna go ahead and purge it. So I don't have any hosts that I have actually remembered, because ARSA keys are specific to an IP. Once you generate the SSH ARSA keys, they're specific to an IP address. Even though the IP address can change, you will get a warning stating that the IP address has changed and then there is a possibility of a man-in-the-middle attack. But usually it's not a problem, it's just that the IP address has changed. Anyway, do ls again, and you have ID ARSA, so we're not going to touch that, but we have ID ARSA pub. And that is the one that we actually need. So just go ahead and type in cat id arsa.pub. Great, I've just displayed my private key, but as I said, it really is irrelevant because I'm gonna go ahead and destroy this machine afterwards anyway. ID arsa, that's what I'm doing basically. I've created a setup, I've created an environment, I've created everything for you so that I can do the full demo where I don't need to actually hide or conceal any sort of information. Rather, instead I can just show you everything, and then just afterwards I'm gonna destroy it and create a new system. Okay, so cat id _arsa.pub, that's your public key. So press enter, and you can just go ahead and copy the whole thing. Go back to the website, and it says add your SSH key. So there is my key, which I have added previously for the other instances, but I'm just going to go ahead and say that I would like to import a new key here. And I'm going to name this one new key. The name is arbitrary. You can name it any way you like. Add an SSH key. and click create down below. You are not going to need anything else. Okay, so this is creating the process is fairly fast. Even if you pick a bigger one, it's still very fast. It would seem that all of the disks that they offer are SSD disks, which is kind of nice. Unfortunately, I cannot log in or do anything like that until this process actually completes. Just wait, and then we need to. Oh, okay, let's get to work. It's done. So I have the IP address. They have a copy button. Thank you. And let me just go ahead and clear the screen. CD clear the screen again, and type in SSH. It will be installed by default. Root at Control-Shift-V. Press enter. Type in yes. So the authenticity of the host cannot be established. It has some sort of fingerprint, which is not matched by anything in your known host file because we've just purged the known host file. And yep, our known host file now contains this IP address and the fingerprint here. Okay, so we are logged into the machine, and if I type in ifconfig, you can see that the IP address is whatever this is, and if I type in ifconfig down below, you will see that the IP address here is completely different. So this is like my private LAN IP address, while this here is a public IP address, which can be used to actually access this via the net. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is actually start configuring our machine for the proxy. First things first, we're gonna need another user. So add user, and the name of this user, it's arbitrary. You can put whatever you want. I'm gonna go ahead and name my user Proxy. No, I'm gonna name my user Sheep. So this username will be Sheep. Should I add something? Nah, you can only use lowercase letters if I'm not mistaken. Enter a new Unix password for the user Sheep, so just enter it even though it won't be displayed on the screen. Okay, so enter the new value for the user, full name, don't care, room number, don't care, work phone, don't care, don't care, don't care. Is this information correct? Yes, it absolutely is. Thank you. So these are only options that you can fill for the user. They're not mandatory things. I mean, if you just press enter onto an empty field, it's going to be fine. So if I type in SU sheep, I shall become a sheep. If I type in SU, oh God, don't do this to me. Because I don't know the root password. I didn't actually get it via mail. I probably did get it via mail, but I didn't actually bother to check because I used the key to log in, so I don't know the root password. I need to actually change the root password. Sudo su. Oh God. Okay, let's just log out and log back in. This was like extremely stupid. Just type in exit and then oh, okay. I don't need to actually log out. I just exited back. So I am back as root, and let's type in pass wd and change the password for root, for God's sakes. Let's just type in something. I don't know. It's just whatever. Make sure you don't forget it. So I've created a new user. I've updated the password for root. And now I'm going to go ahead and edit my SSH settings. So VIM, do I have VIM? I do. Excellent. I'm so happy that VIM comes installed by default on Debian. It still doesn't come installed by default on Fedora, unfortunately. VIM /etc SSH SSHD config. Press enter. And this is the config file for SSHD. So we're just going to need to change a few things here for the sake of security. So permit root login. That is the line that we are looking for. Permit root login. And just go ahead and just type this in without password. Okay, so right quit. And now just type in service SSH restart, service SSHD restart, and then type in exit. You're back in your host client, and now go ahead and attempt to log back in as root. And there you go. So we have actually managed to log back in. We've managed to log back in as a root user, but I shouldn't have been able to do that. I'll just see the config file one more time. I'm typing something wrong here. And let me just probably a spelling typo or something like that. Need to reload the service again. Okay. Let's just go ahead and set this to straight out no. And that should do the trick, basically. And there we go. It actually now requests for the root password. It doesn't go over the keys. So if I type in the password. Okay, so permission denied, even though I did type in the right password. The password is basically test123 or lowercase t. It has to be one of the two, but it doesn't actually work. I can't log in. So let's just go ahead and try one more time. I know for a fact that this is the password because this is something that I've designed to actually put the weak passwords in. If I type it in again, and it says permission denied, please try again. Here, let me just type it in with a capital letter. And nope. Let me just write it one more time for charms. And nope, permission denied. But if I do this, sheep, it's gonna ask me for a password here. It's the same password, test123, and there you go. I am able to log in, but the problem is I'm not able to log in by using the keys. So I just need to copy the public key, which I have actually generated here. And I need to type in sudo su. Sorry, just su. And there you go. The password is, in fact, test123 for sure. Okay, let's clear the screen and the cd. Oh, shouldn't have done the cd slash home. Cd slash root ls dash a cd dot ssh ls authorized keys, so cp authorized keys to slash home slash sheep dot ss. Oh, I need to create the file first, sorry. mkdir slash home slash sheep dot ssh. And now I'm gonna go ahead and cp authorized host to slash home slash sheep dot ssh. And now I'm gonna go into slash home slash sheep, and I will type in ch own sheep colon sheep dot ssh, and I will give the recursive here because I wish to change the ownership of this. I'm gonna type in exit, and I'm gonna attempt to log in, and there you go. Voila, you don't need a password anymore. You can just log in with keys. And what have we done here? Let's just cap up before the time runs out. I have remove the root user from the direct SSH login, so you can no longer log into the server as root. You can log in with a regular user and then become root on the server from that regular user. Otherwise, you can't. So it's an extra security layer, and you cannot log in as root to the server. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and set up the proxy, but we're going to do that in the follow-up.